Greetings. This is Ham Radio Test and Review. My name is Dave. My call sign is N8DAV, and the motto for my channel is "One test is worth 1,000 expert opinions." Today, I'm releasing this full-length video of a antenna test of the Comet SMA24J. All right, so this is the little antenna. It's got an SMA female connector on it. Anyway, it's very whippy, you want to call it? Anyway, very flexible. Stick around and I'll get right to the specifications. Be right back. All right, so I'm back and here's the antenna. It does flex quite a bit. It's very flexible. Here is the packaging that it comes in. This is an authentic Comet SMA24J. Please don't leave in the comments that it's not an authentic antenna. It is. I bought it from a company online that sells nothing but authentic Comet antennas. All right. Okay. Now, to the specifications. This antenna is a dual band antenna that's 2 meter, 70 centimeter. It is 15 7/8 inches long. It's a rubberized whip. It's got the SMA female connector on it, specified by Comet as being a 50 ohm impedance. All right, Comet does not specify the SWR for this antenna. A lot of the big companies specify something like, let's say, 1.5 to 1 or less. This one, no specifications for SWR. It is specified to be a 20 watt maximum. And here's where it gets a little interesting. It's specified to have 2.5 dBi gain on the 2 meter band and 3.4 dBi gain on the 70 centimeter band. Comet does not say whether this is a quarter, half, or 5/8 wave on any of the frequencies, and also they don't specify if it's resonant on any of the frequencies. Obviously, it's a compromised antenna, so it won't be resonant perfectly on any of the frequencies. All right, so when I come back, we'll start in on the SWR testing, and I'm going to be adding a MURS test to some of my testing. Let's see how these things do on the MURS channels, all right? I'll be testing on channel 3 in about the middle of the band. The antenna does come with a rubber washer or grommet, and the price I paid for it on Amazon was $26.99, and I have an affiliate link for the antenna in the description. All right. So again, when I come back, I will be starting in on all of the SWR testing. All right. All right. Here we are. I always test the SWR on all the antennas on the 2 meter, 70 centimeter, and GMRS bands. Today, I'm going to try something a little different. And I'm going to add the MURS band, channel 3, to the mix. At the same time, what I do is, before I do any testing, I set a baseline for my test bed. I put a signal stick on the test bed, and then I go through and test the SWR on the antenna on all the bands, and make sure I get an SWR of 1.02 or less to 1. If I get that, then I feel safe that I have the test bed set up correctly, and I test any other antenna on there, well, we'll get a fair test. All right, so here we go, testing on the 2 meter band. This is the Comet SMA24J dual band antenna on the 2 meter band. And we get an SWR of 1.22. Next up, I will test the Comet SMA24J dual band antenna on the 70 centimeter band. And we get an SWR of 1.08. All right, up next, we're testing the Comet SMA24J antenna on GMRS channel 16. And we come up with an SWR of 1.15. I'm going to add something also new into the mix. We're going to test on channel 11. That's GMRS channel 11. That's on the 467 megahertz area, and let's see what we get with that. An SWR of 1.51. I was asked to do this because I always test on simplex channels, but somebody asked me if I would also test on a frequency that replicates the repeater channels as well. All right, so GMRS channel 11, 1.51 SWR. All right, last but not least now, we are testing on MURS channel 3. Let's see what we get. An SWR of 1.00. All right. Here we're back with the NanoVNA antenna analyzer. And I'm using this just to double check the readings we got with the power SWR meter. This is for the Comet SMA24J antenna. And when I first turn this on, it's going to default to the 2 meter band. So we'll see what we're getting. And default 2 meter band. 146.520, and we get an SWR of 1.554. Next, we're going to test on the GMRS band. And we test on 446.00. And we have an SWR of 1.309. This is on the 70 centimeter band, not the GMRS band. Next, we will be testing on the GMRS band on channel 16. All right. And on 462.575, channel 16, we get an SWR of 2.190. Now, let's try testing on the MURS channel. The new calibration here. At the center of the band, it's 151 to 154. So we get 152.5 at the center of the band. There we go. And we get an SWR of 1.714. All right, we are now testing field strength of the Comet SMA24J antenna. Now, when I do field strength testing, I always use the exact same radio with a fully charged battery at the same exact distance every single time. The only difference is the actual antenna I put on the radio. This way, I can compare the field strength results with other field strength results that I've gotten on previous antennas. So let's try now on the 2 meter band and see what we get. And then at the end of the video, I'll go over all the results of the field strength testing and see how we did. All right, now we're going to test field strength on the 70 centimeter band. Next, we are going to test field strength on GMRS channel 16. And last but not least, we're going to test field strength on the Comet SMA24J antenna on MURS channel 3. All right, I'm out at my favorite park. This is Fox Glen Park in Flagstaff, Arizona. I have a group of kids coming up this way, so I have a strange feeling we're going to be hearing them, but I'll stop the video in case they get too loud. I'm out here today testing the Comet SMA24J HT Walkie Talkie antenna. Excuse me. This is 2.6 miles. I'm sorry, 2.7 miles as the crow flies to where I'm sitting. And this is to my base station antenna. My base station antenna between here and there, we've got a whole bunch of trees. We've got a house or two. We've got, let's see, an outbuilding. We have a freeway overpass, and we have a partial hill blocking the site to the antenna. So an antenna, I rate them this way. An excellent antenna will get into the repeater, and when I get report back, it will have very little to no static. A good report will have a little bit of static to, maybe getting on to a fair amount of static. A fair test will have quite a bit of static, but is definitely readable and understandable in the modulation. And then a failed test would be a test where either I can't hold the repeater open all the way, or I don't get good modulation and a good report back with tons and tons of static. So I've had all of those, and so I don't know how this is going to perform yet, but let's get going. Let's find out.
Channel mode.
All right. This is my trusty Baofeng UV17Pro GPS with the Comet SMA24J antenna. N8DAV testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
N8DAV testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow, that's very, very good. I would call that an excellent test. I got very little to no static whatsoever, and that's a hard thing to do in this test. I've only had one or two other antennas that were able to make an excellent transmission. So this is an excellent antenna. Anyway, when I get back, you'll see me at my shack. We'll go over all the results, and I'll give you my opinion on this Comet SMA24J antenna. Be right back. All right, back in the shack. I got my Baofeng with the Comet SMA24J whip antenna. All right. So what did we learn today with all this testing? Well, first of all, with the power SWR meter, we got some excellent SWR readings. 2 meter, we got 1.22, 70 centimeter, we got 1.08. The GMRS channel 16, we got 1.15. Then we tested on the channel 11, which is in the 467 realm. We got 1.51. And then we tested on channel 3 of the MURS frequencies, and we got 1.00. Can't get any better than that. Then we followed up with the NanoVNA and got some more excellent SWR readings. We got 1.554 on 2 meter, 1.309 on 70 centimeter, and then we got up to 2.190 on GMRS channel 16, which is a little high, but the antenna was not designated to work on GMRS. So, still 2.19 is acceptable for an HT walkie-talkie antenna. I consider anything below 3 to be okay or good for a HT walkie-talkie antenna. But with the power SWR meter, we got 1.15. And then on the MURS channel, we got 1.714. Again, very, very good. All right, so what we're waiting for now is the field strength results. On the 2 meter, I got minus 2.8 dBm, and that was a good reading. On 70 centimeter, we got positive 1.4, which in my opinion is an excellent reading. And then on GMRS, we got positive 1.9, which is an excellent reading. And then on the MURS channel 2.0, I don't have anything else to compare it to, but I got plus 2.0 on the dBm on the field strength. And I think that's pretty good. I mean, considering we got minus 2.8 on the 2 meter band, which is pretty close. So that's excellent. All right. And then the real world distance test with modulation testing, we got excellent. This antenna was able to get out to the repeater, open it up, record my voice, and then send it back with very little to no static whatsoever. I've only got a couple other antennas that have been able to do that. Everything else has either been good or fair. I had one, or I think fail, But listen, it's great that we get these excellents every once in a while. So this is the Comet SMA24J. The question is now, would I buy this antenna? And yes, I would. This antenna is that good. I'm not real fond of the 15 plus inch length on the antenna. I'm also not very fond of how much it whips around. However, um, if I'm out and about and it's not going to interfere with anything that I'm doing, this would be an antenna I would bring with me. This is an excellent, excellent antenna. I was very, very impressed with it. So that's my opinion. You can have a different opinion. And if you do, put it down in the comments. Or even if you don't have a different opinion, put it in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. All right? And if you like my content, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and then clicking on the bell icon so you'll get notifications every time I release more content. I would really appreciate that. It does help my channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. So anyway, my name is Dave. My channel is Ham Radio Test and Review. The motto for my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. We had some great tests today. And I'm saying 73, so long.